Good morning, sunshines. Let's get started with our FUNdations. Okay, so if you remember, this week we are working on closed syllables, and we know that closed syllables are short vowel words that have a consonant after the short vowel, so that vowel sound cannot escape. So let's review our short vowel sounds so we'll know what those sound like when we go to do a closed vowel word hunt today. A, apple. E, ed. I, itch. O, octopus. U, up. Excellent job. Okay, we're also going to review our R controlled sounds. Here we go. A-R, car. O-R, horn. E-R, her. I-R, bird. You are burn. Excellent job. Now let's go ahead and review our vowel teams that we've learned this week. So if you remember, we've worked on AI, AY, EA, EE, and EY. So let's say these together. AI, bait, AY, play, A, EA, eat, EE, jeep, EY, key, E. Excellent job. Now, one last thing, let's review our trick words for the week. Okay, here we go. We're gonna read it, we're gonna spell it, and we're gonna say it. Here we go. S-A-Y. Let's read it, say. Spell it, S-A-Y. Read it, say. Good job. Let's do the next one, S-A-Y-S. Let's read it, says. Let's spell it, S-A-Y-S. Now let's read it, says. Excellent job. Okay, so we have a word of the day today. Now, our word of the day is act. Our word of the day is act. Now, let's look carefully at our word act. So, I'm going to remind you that with a closed syllable, our vowel is going to say the short sound, act. So here, I hear a short vowel sound. I also see a blend at the end of my word. Now I know, because this is a short vowel sound, it's going to be a closed syllable, and I've got to put a C under it to identify that it is a closed syllable. Now, I want you to think, how did I mark that up? Because in just a minute, you're going to have to do the same thing in your workbook. Now, I know that act can mean to show off a skill. So you might act in a play. You might show off a skill in a play that you have memorized a line, and you can become a different person. So act is going to actually be a verb. Act is going to be a verb. It also can be a noun, and this is where it's tricky. The act in the play was wonderful. So the part of the play was wonderful. So we really know it more as a verb, being what you do, how you show off a skill. You act the part. So our word is act. Now, if you remember, we're supposed to come up with 3 types of sentences. So everybody take a look at my 3 sentences. I know that I'm supposed to have a declarative, I'm supposed to have an interrogative, and I'm supposed to have an imperative. So the first thing that I'm going to do is remember, a declarative sentence has to end with a period because it's a statement. All it's doing is telling us something. An interrogative sentence ends with a question mark because it's a question. It's asking us a question. And an imperative sentence is a command. It's going to make us do something. So we're usually going to end it with a period. Okay, so now that we have our word act, I want you to think of 3 sentences that we could use to show that we know what the word act means. So my first sentence is a declarative sentence. I think I'm going to say, I will act in the play. I know I'm going to end that with a period because that's telling me something. I'm telling you I will act, or I will show off a special talent in the play. Now, I need to do an interrogative, and I know that interrogative means question. So I'm going to start thinking about the word act and how I could use it in a question. How about this one? Will you act in our play? And I know it needs to end with a question mark because it's asking me a question. So I've asked, will you act in our play? Or will you show a special talent in our play? And the last sentence that we have is an imperative. An imperative means you got to make somebody do something. So I might say, act correctly. And I'm going to end that with a period because I'm making you do something. Act correctly. Or play the part correctly. Do what you're supposed to do correctly. So my word is act. Now, what I'd like to see you do is add this to your octopus notebook. You're going to look in the vocabulary section. You're going to find the A section in the vocabulary section. You're going to write our word act and mark it up just like I have. And then you're going to choose a sentence that you want to write. You can write a declarative, an interrogative, or an imperative. But I want you to write that in your octopus notebook in the A section of the vocabulary section and take a picture of it so I can see that you have written your sentence with the word act in it. Now we're going to do something super fun. We are going to go on a closed syllable hunt. These are my favorite. So I have a board of words. And what we're going to do is we're going to decide if these words are closed syllables. If they aren't, we're going to X them out. If they are, we're going to mark them up to show that they are closed syllables. So the first one I'm going to look at is we. I know Miss Metz said that if it's a closed syllable, that the vowel has to say a short sound like eh. This doesn't say a short sound, it actually says its name, and it seems as though there's nothing to block it or to keep it from escaping. So this word cannot be a closed syllable. It's going to be an open syllable. So I'm going to mark that one out. Now I'm going to go to my next word. Trim. Okay, so I know Miss Metz said that it has to have a short vowel. Is a short vowel. Okay, I also know that it has to have a consonant that blocks that sound from escaping the end of the word. Oh, it does have something that blocks it. So I know this has to be a closed syllable word. So I'm going to mark up the blend. I'm going to show that it's a short vowel sound. I'm going to show that this is a closed syllable word, meaning the vowel sound cannot escape, and I'm going to mark as C. Now I'm ready to go to bite. Bite. Okay, well, the first thing I see is that my vowel is closed by a consonant, but I have that sneaky peeky E right there. Even though it doesn't say anything, it's causing that I to say I, not I. So that tells me that this cannot be a closed syllable because that I says I and not I. So that vowel sound cannot be a closed sound. Now let's go to my next one. Foam. Foam. Okay, so the first thing that I need to do is I need to look, and I already see that there is a consonant blocking my vowels. So I'm thinking this must be a closed syllable. But wait, when I said I didn't hear like octopus. I heard oh. And I know Miss Metz said that it can't say its name. It's got to say that short sound. So even though this one has a consonant that's blocking the vowel from escaping, it says its name, so I cannot count it as a closed syllable. Now I'm going to move to my next one. It. Now, I know that Miss Metz said it had to say a short vowel, like itch. Oh! And it also has something blocking it to get away. So that makes it closed in. But some of you are already thinking, but there's nothing over here. But the vowel sound can only escape going out, not coming in. So I know that this is going to be a closed syllable word because it's a short vowel and it has a consonant that blocks that vowel sound from escaping. Now, my next one is wept. Wept. So now I'm going to look and I hear eh. So that's a short vowel, and I also see that it is blocked in by two consonants, by a blend. So I know that that must be a closed syllable. So the first thing I'm going to do is mark my blend, and then I'm going to mark that this is a short vowel and it is a closed syllable. So I know this word is a closed syllable. Now I have 3 more words that I want you to try. I want you to look at the word look, fun, bail. Look, fun, bail. And I want you to decide, are any of these closed syllable words? If they are, tell somebody how you know. How do you know that these are a closed syllable word? If you say, oh, Miss Metz, one of those is not a closed syllable, I want you to tell me which one, and I want you to tell me why it's not a closed syllable. What makes it an open syllable?